Hi, everyone. This is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to be part of the Champions Mentoring Creates Change project benefiting Memories in a Mansion. And before I get started with our interview with Ricardo Bossio and Diana Alderguia, we will talk to Diana a little bit more about the Champions Book Project and Memories in a Mansion. So, Diana, tell me more.
I'd love to, Tammy. Thank you. Memories in a Mansion is a global leadership academy. It's empowering the lives of over 10 million young women at risk, aging out of foster care, victims of domestic violence, and victims of trafficking. We're transforming them into strong, compassionate, and self-sufficient leaders for tomorrow. We're taking them off the streets and putting them into our hands-on, extensive in-house program, where they will have coaching, training, mentoring on self-worth, personal hygiene, personal development, business skills, public speaking skills, career planning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And the book, Champions Mentoring Creates Change, is a way to show these young women, with a group of fabulous authors that we have, how they too can overcome whatever challenge comes their way. The book is about how they honor a mentor, or how how through faith or through however they have learned to overcome their challenges and the lessons that they've learned along the way. We all have challenges. We all have things that we've like, and in all reality, they're not. They're either a blessing or they're a lesson. And the reason that people go through what they go through is for something bigger, usually, if they're paying attention.
Well, I agree, and I think no matter what happens, we all learn lessons, and I really think the Champions Book Project and Memories in a Mansion, really, it's something that is very much needed in the world. So I'm really excited because we're talking with Ricardo Bossio, and he's actually written a chapter in the book about networking. So let me tell you a little bit more about Ricardo. And Ricardo is a natural-born entrepreneur with many business ventures under his belt, and he's currently focused on real estate as a real estate redeveloper, where he has the opportunity to help families and to better the communities by helping to improve neighborhoods. So this is a huge mission, because think about it, when you're redeveloping neighborhoods, you are impacting the lives of not only one person, but their entire families and their futures. Ricardo has lived and studied abroad in Europe and Latin America, as well as giving him a wide range of criteria in businesses and in many different cultures, which has enhanced his social skills with people and different networks. So it makes perfect sense, Ricardo, that your chapter is about network. So can you tell me a little bit more about what that means to you?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Ricardo Bossio here. Well, to me, right, network is really everything in your life. Ever since we're little, we go to school, we pretty much learn how to behave, right? You pretty much reply whatever people do, you do the same thing. So having this in your mind, once you become aware of it, and you become whatever you want to be in life, you want to be better educated, you want to be positive, you want to be successful, you start surrounding your people with that kind of network. So, whatever you surround your network with, you become. So to me, network it's everything, pretty much. I have come across many different cultures, many different way of thinking. And this is a rule, it's pretty much standard everywhere. If you hang out with, let's say, unsuccessful people, it's going to be really hard for you to see the success out of your way, because of whatever surrounds those people, it's not in their mind to be successful. So for them, it's unreachable. Instead of successful people, when you do that, everything is positive, everything is possible. So you start thinking, you start changing your way of thinking. So that's why, to me, networking is really everything. It gets you to whatever you want to be. And it has taught me this along the years, right? Whenever I surround myself with I don't know, with family-oriented people, I do want to become one. Whenever I surround myself with I don't know, tech people, I do get to learn a lot about tech business and so on. So yeah, to sum up, to me, it's everything you want it to be.
So when you talk about network, you're actually talking about the people that you surround yourself with. And I know that with the mentoring Memories in a Mansion and the book, Champions Mentoring for a Change, that's a big part of your philosophy. So what attracted you to the Memories in a Mansion project?
Okay. See, it got really interested to me because these kids usually, or these women in particular, sometimes they're not surrounded by the right network. And by the right network, I mean, their surroundings really, where they grow up, perhaps in poverty, perhaps lack of family-oriented people. And I wanted to show them a way that they can see different possibilities, better possibilities, and they can do something. I mean, there's nothing they could have done to be born or raised in the way they were born or raised, right? But once you become aware, now you can make the change if you decide to. So speaking of networking and showing them a different path, I would like to think that they can see other ways, and it is up to them to become better. And one of the many ways of becoming better, improving themselves, and growing in general to whatever you want to be in life, it starts with surrounding yourself with the people you want to be like. Right? Let's say, for example, it's very common here. Poor people are poor because they keep their surroundings are poor-minded. I mean, really. But once they start seeing other possibilities, hanging out with different kind of people, they go to college, they go to get their master's degree, and so on. They start seeing different points of view for those people that have perhaps more abundance in their lives. And by more abundance, I don't mean only financially, right? But also, love surrounding people and so on. So to me, I think I can bring in that value because it's all about bringing in value. So I can show them a different path, and I can show them that it is possible to become whatever you want to become.
Wow, that's really phenomenal. I know that you work a lot with real estate and with redeveloping. Tell me a little bit about why that is so important and how it works in your overall point of view, because you obviously have a very positive outlook, and I'm sure you apply it to your daily business in real estate also. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works when you're working with redeveloping these communities?
Well, I mean, it's a really interesting job because you do get to meet lots of people, from the seller, from the owner of the home. We usually we do buy distressed real estate properties, right? And turn that around to make it, uh, you know, uh, uh, we renovate it to today's standards, so modern standards, right? So that will enhance the community. It will, it will bring up the value of the market and the neighborhood. So, from the seller, from the homeowner you're buying it from, all through the contractors and the final home buyer, right? Once the home is already renovated, I mean, you see, it's just very pleasing to see how everybody, I mean, the value you bring to everybody, or I can bring to everybody. From the homeowner I bought it from, you know, they're having distressed property with all the problems it can bring, and it's a problem to them. So I'm taking away a problem to them, and I'm giving work, and I'm bringing value to the contractors, so they can become, you know, I can have a final product delivered to a home buyer, and then you have the final home buyer who is looking for the first home, you know, or it's growing and it's looking for a better home, a bigger home, and you know, they're just to see that happiness in their face, that joy they, you know, bring to them, it's really rewarding to me. So it goes way beyond the financial benefit I get out of it. So to me, it's a network. It's really important to now see how everything is connected in this, because I mean, you will always need one of the parts, one of this equation, really. So it's really rewarding.
So in your bio, I was reading about how you have done many different businesses in many different cultures, and then you bring the network back into this. What would you say is the biggest takeaway about networking that you can share with people? Let's say that somebody's like very introverted, or maybe they don't have the language skills, you know, and maybe they're in, you know, a different culture and they don't have all of these different skills. What would you say to them about getting started with leveraging the people around you, or using a network?
Okay. Well, to me, it's very simple, and you have to keep it in your mind, because it's as simple or as hard as you think of it, right? So it's not really that hard. It's all about solving problems for everyone. So, and if you start seeing um, the same problem happening over, or the same issue happening over and over again within your network, then that's an opportunity to take on. And that's how I really started doing businesses. For example, I saw a lack of doing in the clothing industry. I used to own clothing, and I went to a shopping center, right? And they didn't have backpacks. So I started asking everybody, you know, talking through the network in that area, and they all say, you know what, it's a shame we don't have, you know, somebody that can sell us backpacks. So you know what, that's an idea. So just by talking to that network, they will really tell you what the opportunity is. Of course, that is if you are pay attention to it, if you are in the search of it, right? Sometimes it's as simple that we don't see it. But it's all about finding that unique issue or problem that you can solve to other and bringing that solution. That's where the entrepreneur part comes in.
I'd say
That's
that
why network is it's very important, because the wider your network, you know, the wider possibilities of finding out that you know, niche.
I think right there is the gold nugget of our entire conversation, is to get that, to talk to people and learn what they need, and then deliver the answer to what they're asking for. Just
Correct.
you said they needed backpacks. They needed someone to deliver them, and so you became that person. That's really
Correct.
phenomenal. And it's interesting, because I don't think a lot of people realize that being an entrepreneur means finding out and talking to people and finding out what their needs are, and then providing that solution. So if
Correct.
somebody wants to learn more or talk to you more about networking or about real estate, what's the easiest way for them to reach you, Ricardo?
Well, I would say via email. I'm very easy going with emails, right? So I can take the right time to get back to them and get the right answer. 'Cause we don't know it all, and sometimes, you know, it takes me time to get the, whatever they're requesting, so I can bring in that solution. And I wanted to clarify something when you said about the listening to people and talking to people. By talking to people, I mean really listening to them, not just talking. You know, the best conversation someone can have is just listen to someone, and you will get. I mean, you will be amazed of the things we miss out. You know, the information we miss out by just listening. And yeah, the best way I would say email, via email. Um, should I just give it to you or?
Sure. Go ahead and give us your email, and also your social media links is also
Oh, yes.
way.
Yeah, that's important. My Instagram is my first and last name all together, Ricardo Bossio. Okay, that's with a B as a boy, O as an Oscar, S-S-I-O. That will be my Instagram. And my on Facebook, you can just find me with my first and last name. And my email will be Ricardo at number one clickproperty.com.
Number one.
Yeah, the number, not the letter written out. Is yeah, the
Okay.
numeric of one click, CLICK property.com.
Oh, okay. One click property sounds like a great opportunity. Well, thanks. And I'm going to come back to you in a second. But meanwhile, Diana, refresh us on the Champion Book Project and the big book signing and big event coming up in August, and more on Memories in a Mansion.
It's a great networking event. To recap something Ricardo said, our families are networks. Our school is a network. Our neighborhood is a network. Our work environment is a network, and we should always make it what we as similar as we want it to be. Like you said, like he said, we're similar, or we tend to mimic what we have, and that the average of who we know tends to be the average of our bank account, the average of our demeanor, of how we're treated. So that's something that we should all be aware of, because you know, my grandmother used to say, tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. And that's true. And I didn't listen back then because I was too young and I knew it all. But it's true. Now that I'm wiser, I know nothing. So yes, it is true. And the networking event for Memories in a Mansion and Champions book launch is August 1st on at Villa Woodbine from 7 to 10 p.m. And you can get the tickets at Memories in a Mansion TM on Facebook. And you can also find out more about the program on memoriesinamansion.org, our website, or you can email me directly, which is always one of the better ways to communicate with me, at Diana, Diana, at memoriesinamansion.org.
Memories in a Mansion TM on Facebook to get the tickets for the event, and then memoriesinamansion.org in order to find out more. So back to you, Ricardo. So before I let you go, do you have any more comments about network?
Well, I mean, it sounds as simple as I just said, and Diana, of course. But yes, I would say that we really have to watch out with whomever we hang out with, because, as Diana was saying, whomever we hang out with, we become. And sometimes we are with people that really are less positive, because I don't like to think of negative, but less positive, people that doesn't really add value at all. And sometimes it takes a lot of time for us to realize that. So I would say to really just be aware of the network you're involved in, you know, the schools, your neighborhood, um, your out of work friends, your coworkers, the company you work for. I mean, everything is really, it's really who you become, you know. So and sometimes we take it for granted. and people don't realize the importance of it. So I would say just to be aware of our surroundings, really.
Thank you so much for that, because I think you're right. The people we hang out with and listen to are who we are. And so Diana's grandma was right that you look at who you're hanging out with and you can tell a lot about yourselves, and being positive and helping to emulate that positivity is so important. And I think that's why the Champions book project and Memories in a Mansion resonates so much with many people, is because it's about uplifting and helping people to see that they can become much more than they are today. So Diana, any final thoughts on the topic we've been speaking about?
Absolutely. Memories in a Mansion is just that, a network that we've created to help these young women find their place in this world. And as women, we are approximately half the population of this planet, and we need to find our strength and find our voice, and have it recognized and know that it's valuable. So if we're able to help or support just the life, or change the life, improve the life of one woman, just one woman, imagine what her family's like. She's now creating children who are aware and who are conscious of how to treat others. And we improve our neighborhoods, we improve our communities, and we improve the planet that we live on. And that's, I think, what we all want in the long run.
Well, thank you so much, Ricardo. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you,
Tammy.
And I really love your perspective, Ricardo. And it really, you are a bright light shining and a great role model for many people. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Everyone, this is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.